This is the Transformers from the movie Transformers Rise of the Beasts. We have the Beast Alliance Battle Changer, Rhinox. I picked up this figure from my local Toy Kingdom store out here in Manila for about $16. And what a tiny figure for $16. I didn't expect it to be this small, actually, because Prime was like this, Bumblebee was a little thicker, so $16. I mean, this better bring it, man. I mean, it looks good though. I mean, in packaging at least. And great packaging, Hasbro. I mean, I love it. You've inflated your prices, price increases here and there, and this is what we get, right? Let's get this guy out of packaging. And here is the Battle Changer Rhinox out of the box. And he's a cute little Rhinox figure. Kind of squat looking, kind of reminds me of Gimli from Lord of the Rings. This figure has some interesting qualities and some not so good qualities. I was really expecting this to be a very solid figure, cute little Rhinox you could bring along, but there are some aspects about this figure that are a little bit disappointing, and I really thought he was going to be the best out of the three, but he's not the worst, definitely, but I really thought he would be the best out of the three. So let's take a closer look at the details of this Battle Changer's Rhinox. The figure stands head to toe about 11 centimeters tall, or about 4 1/3 inches tall. For comparisons here, he is with his two other Battle Changers wave mates. We've got Bumblebee and Optimus Prime, which I have reviewed both on this channel. Go check it out. Obviously, Optimus Prime is the worst. It's a cute little Optimus Prime figure, but it's got great sculpt, but it's not that great of a figure. Bumblebee, I think, is still the best. This one just does it for me. It's not a perfect figure, obviously, but it's got a lot of cool attributes, great sculpt, great transformation, all that. Rhinox on that, I think, is going to get second place between these three. He's good enough sculpt, but a little disappointing on some fronts. And we'll talk about the first disappointment I have with this figure. And you can see right now, he doesn't have a right fist. Both these other two figures have concealed weapons, which you can deploy. I think that's part of the gimmick of these Battle Changers, which I actually thought was pretty cool, especially Bumblebee. But Rhinox, on the other hand, doesn't have that concealed gimmick. Look, he doesn't have a fist. It would have been nice, you know, I wouldn't have minded if they'd molded a fist right here that sort of swapped out in between this one and just like swiveled. That would have been actually pretty cool, because there's some space right there for a fist, I think. And I don't know what happened, actually. Was it a last minute change? There was not enough budget for it. There could have been a fist right there to swap out with this these guns, this rotating guns. So anyway, it's a shame. But the guns is molded pretty nicely, though. It's painted in this nice metallic green finish. You will also note some metallic gold paint highlights on his torso and on his face. Kind of gives him that, he has that Thanos vibe going on. But most of the plastic of his torso and his arm is done in this glossy pearlesque gray plastic. It's actually pretty good quality. The light cheapo quality, not cheap, it's just light, but it's still pretty solid, are the brown plastic pieces. They really feel light, but they're pretty solid. They're not at all, you know, pardon me for saying cheapo. It's not. It's actually, it's bendy in a way, but it feels solid despite being light. The Rhino head will have some highlights and all that. We'll see that more in robot mode. Now, articulation of the figure, he doesn't have any neck articulation or torso articulation. He does have ball jointed shoulders. This wrist is on a ball joint because of transformation. This one doesn't have, well, it does go in and out, that's it, but it's on the hand. He's got ball jointed hips, do full range of motion backward and forward, and do the splits. He's got a hinge knee, and that's a default because of transformation, which none of these two other figures have. In a sense, articulation for this figure is actually pretty nice, despite not having any waist articulation, except for this sort of ab crunch because of transformation, but no swivel. Plastic is okay, is acceptable, definitely. And paint apps, yeah, definitely okay. Could have used some more paint apps, because Optimus Prime, they really put a lot of paint on his sculpt, on the chest and all that. But with Bumblebee and Rhinox, they seem to have, you know, they didn't have enough budget for paint on the torso and head sculpt. So let's get him transformed into his Rhino mode. Okay, to do so, I'm gonna go ahead and fold up the arms like this, fold the fists inward. This one is gonna stay right there, just like that. A little disappointing it's not hidden, but what can you do? Okay, now this head sculpt is gonna move like this. Gonna stay there. Okay, and then this chest, oh sorry, the waist piece or the lower torso is gonna pop up like this. And you're gonna fold these Rhino legs back like this. And then you're gonna join these pieces together. Very, very thin tab. I reckon that thing's gonna break after a few years or so. And then you just fold everything on his back to form the rear end of the Rhino. And there you go. There is Rhinox in his beast mode. So, yeah. It's okay. It's not a bad, compact, solid beast mode. The transformation wasn't too bad either. I mean, it's actually pretty cool. There's just some clearance issues here and there, slightly, but with the legs when you fold up the rear part, but nothing unforgivable. So yeah, it's pretty cool. He can still articulate his front legs. Even the back legs can move a little bit. So all in all, despite being like an entry-level action figure for the line, it's actually pretty good. I love this sculpt. I mean, the colors might not match and all that, but I still like it. Now, if you want a little bit of comparisons, here he is with the Battlemaster, right? Battlemaster Rhinox. I mean, this one just looks great compared to this guy. I mean, the colors on this one just make it pop more than this one. And then if you want to see the Voyager class Rhinox, here he is. And out of the three, I gotta say, this guy has the worst sculpt. I mean, great details here and there, but in terms of a believable cybernetic beast, these two, I think, are the better version of Rhinox in beast mode. To transform him back into his robot mode, just reverse the process. Go ahead and untab the rear end. Fold up these pieces like this. Detach the knees, set him up, and then the hips. I'm gonna tab right back in, fold the legs down, and fold the fists out, or one fist and one weapon out. And then this back part is just gonna come here and tab onto his back, and there you have Gimli as Rhinox in his robot mode. Some final thoughts on Battle Changers Rhinox. It's good enough, I think. I mean, for an entry-level figure, $16 might be too much for some collectors. Well, it's $16 here in Manila, because this is the most expensive place to buy Hasbro products. But in your neck of the woods, it's probably going to be like $12 or $13. I think it's a fair price for something like this. It was just a little disappointing that, I mean, it could have used some more paint apps. That blaster or his weapon, I wish it could have been concealed better, had that gimmick much like the other two figures did. Transformation was actually pretty cool. All in all, it's a nice, cute little pocket Rhinox you can bring along with you. Not as solid as I wanted it to be, but it is a decent effort. It's definitely not the worst out of the three. So it's gonna get a solid 7.5 out of 10. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of this Transformers Rise of the Beasts, Beast Alliance, Battle Changers Rhinox. Hit that notification bell so you never miss out on any of my latest video reviews. And if it's your first time here, please subscribe. Thanks for watching.